on this computer. All right, Miss Darling, take it away. Tell us a little bit about who you are, who you're working with, how long you've been doing this, your background, and take it away.
There's no time limit, right? You didn't answer my question.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Is there a time limit on this bad boy?
No, we typically do about 30 minutes, but if it goes a little bit longer due to questions or whatever, that's cool too. So,
okay.
You want to do.
So this is the first Zoom I've ever done, like ever. So my name is Mackenzie Weldon. I am a green status. I have signed up under Megan Divorce, and she is under Ashley. So we are on Team Hustling Honeys, and it has been like the best thing ever. So I joined, I used to be a teacher. Then I was a stay-at-home mom. I had our fourth child, my second, our fourth that lives with us, and decided to be a stay-at-home mom for like a year and a half, and kind of realized I needed something for me. Very, very blessed I could stay at home and, wouldn't change it for the world. But anybody that stayed at home kind of knows it's like the hardest job ever. And I know people are like, oh my God, no, it's not. It's like, you don't get a break. And I just was to the point where I literally, every single day, I wouldn't get dressed up. I wouldn't do my makeup. I just felt like crap. I felt like I slaved to my family. And, as mothers, I feel like that's how we feel like we need to be. And it's not. I felt like I had lost myself. So with that being said, I started kind of stalking Ashley, or I found Ashley through Megan. And then I just kind of started watching them both. And I was like, you know what? I was placing like huge amounts of like orders of makeup, and Megan's like, you just need to sign up. You just need to sign up. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And so finally, after like my, another big order, I decided to do it. And I was just going to be a kidnapper, right? Like everybody was just going to be a kidnapper. And then I realized like how fun this was. Like I enjoy talking to my phone. I can, as shy as I am and as awkward as I am, I can, just talk all the time. So signed up to do this, and now we're here. I hit green, I think in 6 months. So I hit last February, and it was actually I hit a year ago last Sunday. And the freakiest thing, I wore the exact same, I don't know why I think this is freaky, but I wore the exact same shirt that I wore. It was like a mom boss, like inspirational shirt. I wore that shirt on Sunday, and that was like my green status anniversary. And Megan's like, do you realize that? Like, that's a sign. Like, you are getting ready. There's big things coming. So I just feel like I've been stuck in a rut. And, I feel like this winter has just drug on and drug on and drug on. And so that being said, I've kind of just really had to make myself, kind of have a positive mindset. As of January, I was like, okay, you're going to do this. We're either going to do it or we're going to be done. And so I really got into PD. I get up early in the mornings, and I have a little bit of like me time, because if I don't do that, I feel like the rest of my day is kind of thrown off. I feel like the whole key to having a good, consistent day in your business is positive mindset. Okay. So what I'm going to just kind of touch base on is, consistency in your business and following up. So that was kind of the whole little blurb for tonight. So with that being said, I took some notes just so I don't ramble. I'm a major squirrel. And if you're not, let's do lives first. So if you are not doing lives, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. I know it is very, very nerve-wracking. Okay. Lives, I was terrified. The first few lives that I ever did, I actually recorded myself, like pre-recorded myself, uploaded them, and I was like, okay, this is dumb, Mackenzie. So then I created a VIP page and went live in there, and I had like, a few people watching, and I was like, okay, I just need to, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off. You just got to do it. So I love doing Facebook Lives. My goal, I tell all my girls on my team to go live. Their goal should be 2 to 3 times a week. Some people think that's a little much. Some people think it's not enough. I personally try to go live Monday through Friday. Like, that is my goal. I get up, I have my PD, I do my workout, I get my kids off to school, I get around, I drop my kid off at the babysitter, come to the office. It's just part of my day. Then I go live, and then I get a messenger all day. That's just kind of what I do. So if you are not doing that, you are doing yourself a huge disservice, because that is where the magic happens. Okay. Not only a messenger, I'm a huge advocate of Facebook Messenger, and I don't think that we could do this business if it wasn't for Facebook Messenger, but the lives are kind of where you create that bond between you and your customers. So It's also a great algorithm booster. I know that Facebook has been super, super wonky lately. And so, so anyway, if you are going live consistently, it is going to be a really good algorithm booster. Let's see. Another thing I've noticed, and I'm just kind of going off my notes here, but another thing I've noticed to really gain trust with my customers, and I've just started doing this since January, but like when I get on, I didn't used to go live every single day, but whenever I do, I get on and I just talk to them like they're my friends. Like I tell them, I'm like, I look forward to doing this. And I feel like that kind of makes them excited to jump on. It's like, hey girl, let's grab our coffee. Let's, they're sitting at work, you're doing your makeup, whatever. They see me using these same products over and over again. It's like they are starting to trust me. Does that make sense at all? I feel like, if you see somebody doing the same thing day in and day out, and you see how passionate they are about it, and, they're clearly not just, making something up to get a sale. If you see that they are truly digging the products, they are going to, have a little faith in you. They're going to believe in you. They're going to want to buy from you. Okay. So with that being said, what I always try to do when I'm on my live is I'll be talking about a product, whatever. And I'm like a big storyteller. Like I get off on these rants and half the time I forget to even like explain what I'm doing. Like it's not ever a tutorial hardly. But I will, make sure that you always want to talk about the 14-day money back guarantee. So maybe you're trying a product. The other day I did, what was it? I was talking about BB cream versus foundation or versus liquid touch. And then I brought up the 14-day love it guarantee. You want to make sure you're always saying just little things like that during your lives consistently. And people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I could get this product. I could try it out. If I don't like it, I could send it back. Like get all my money back. There's nothing better than that. So I've tried to make sure I always say something like that. I try to always somehow kind of, like mention the bundle, and I call it our monthly special. I don't even call it a kit. And I used to sell the kit. I don't anymore. I sell the opportunity. Still working on that. Sponsoring is not like my strong point, but I'm really, really working. But I always try to mention the kit at some point. Another thing that I like to do before I go live is I always try to make an announcement post. So I really, really think this is a good idea. And I'm actually getting ready to start implementing, I think, the Remind 101 thing. I know that I used it when I was a teacher and I loved it. I did use it a little bit Black Friday, but didn't really have a lot of luck. But I know a lot of people that do and really, really like it. So I took a poll on my Facebook profile the other day and I said, thinking about implementing this, who would be interested? Would you use this, yes or no? And surprisingly, a lot of people have said yes, and then a few said no. So I think I'm going to get that set up. But you always want to make sure you're announcing whenever you go live, because if you don't go live around the same time every day, like mine are mornings, so people kind of always expect it. But if you just say, hey, going to be live in 15 minutes, make a little post or like a graphic and use word swag and, put some verbiage on it, whatever you got to do that. Okay, that's going to notify people. You could make a little post and say, going to go live in an hour. Who needs a reminder set? Anybody that comments, you can click on them and you can create a reminder. That's a really good idea. And then another thing that I like to do is go back to previous lives. So I'll probably go back.
You did a very good job. Maybe you'll be one of the 6. No.
Okay, so another thing I like to do is ask them what they want to see.
Sorry, somebody's phone kicked in and it like muted you for the last 30 seconds. So sorry, we didn't hear anything you just said.
You're okay. I was just saying another thing, like after I don't know if you heard the part where right before I go live, I will hop on my previous lives and say live in 5. Next thing I like to do is I obviously want to give content that they are, want to see. You don't want to just get on there and be awkward. I'm already awkward enough, but you don't want to get on there and just ramble. And I'm like the queen of rambling, but you want to make it enjoyable for them. You want to make them want to come back to you. You want to be personable. Okay. So with that being said, I like to do random, how there's that poll option. Whenever you can create a status or upload a photo or whatever. I like to do polls and kind of see what you can put different looks in there and have them vote, or you can just say, hey guys, running out of ideas. What do you guys want to see today? and have them say, give me some inspo, something like that. And you guys, you don't even have to do that look. Like there have been so many times I've asked for that. And not only it's a really good algorithm booster, but half the time, like I can't do a wing. I can't do a crazy smoky. I'm not a crazy makeup person. I'm very like, I do the same thing all the time. And so half the time I don't even do what they say. And they're like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I'm just like, it's just getting their interaction when they think they have a little bit of say. It's funny. So polls are really, really good. I do those a lot. Let's see, what else is it? Okay, go into previous lives. Make sure you're interacting with them on your lives. I always, whenever they get on, I always try to tell, I'll say like, happy Tuesday or whatever. Like today I was like, happy Taco Tuesday. Tell me where you're watching from. And so they would jump on, and that gives them, and it's taken forever. I feel like I have like, not necessarily like really quiet people, but they're kind of quiet. So I have to like make them talk to me, and they don't always. Sometimes days are really boring and I'm literally talking to myself. Some nights I can't keep up with the comments. You just kind of got to roll with the punches. But if you'd ask them questions like, what's the weather like where you're at? Or where are you watching from? Stuff where they're having to interact with you, or give me some hearts if you want me to do BB cream, give me some thumbs if you want me to do liquid touch, things that I know you guys already know, but might just need like a little reminder. Whatever you can do to interact with them. Ask them how their day is going. If it's the weekend, ask them what they're doing. Ask them about their kids. Moms love to talk about their kids. So that's kind of how I do my lives. And I try to stay consistent. Like I said, another important thing is following up after your lives. So lately, since we've had the collections on sale, I've only been focusing, I don't know why, but I've only been focusing on the lip bundle just because I feel very comfortable with that bundle. And I use it all the time. And I've been using it religiously since they, marked it down. And so I'll say my little blurb in my live in the description, and then I'll put keyword, and then I'll have like I'll put like an emoji, and I'll say in the beginning of the live, this bundle is on sale, very limited time. If you're interested, put this emoji. And whoever puts that emoji, okay, you go back to them after that live, okay, soon before you do anything else. Anybody that put that emoji, and you just say, hey, I saw your emoji. Are you interested in that bundle? Do you want to have a lip consultation? I did that today, and I sold 3 bundles. Okay. So, I mean, it's just a matter of going back in, taking that extra time and making them feel appreciated, helping them out, offering that extra customer service. So I am a huge people pleaser. I try to please everybody, and it makes me go crazy sometimes. And so I feel like you just have to be consistent with it. Okay. As much as a pain in the butt, maybe you've got something, you've got to run, you've got to go do something, you're hungry and go make a sandwich. You got to wait, do your follow-ups in your live. Anybody who's commented about a product, whether it's a BB cream, whether, anything, message them. If somebody says, ooh, I'm really interested in that product, but I'm not sure, message them, push the 14-day love it guarantee, anything you can do to get a sale. Okay. So I really am pretty regular with that. What else? Another thing,
really quickly, Mac, I don't want to interrupt you, but just while you're talking about this, Sarah and Mandy were over today, and we were talking about this book. Do you have this book?
No, but I saw that and I wanted.
It is so good. But I just want to read really, really fastly, or really, really quickly. Sorry, I can't talk. What he said about reactive prospecting. Ray Higdon is so smart, I swear, with social media. But what he was talking about with reactive prospecting regarding our live videos, because you were talking about like how to engage with those people after the fact. And I can actually copy and paste this into Lash Money too. But this is one thing he says, like if you see a new viewer or something on your Facebook Live, or somebody that's regularly there and engaging with you, you just say, hey, I saw your comment on my Facebook Live. I really appreciate it. By the way, you may or may not know this, but I have a business that I'm building in your area, and I'm looking for cool people to work with. I don't know if I'm barking up the wrong tree. I don't even know if you're open to it at all, but if you are, I'd be more than happy to share more information with you. May or may not be a fit. I have no idea. Just let me know. And it's so low pressure, but it's a great way to kind of start that opportunity prospecting with somebody that's been on your videos. So anyway, yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I would like to get that book. If you would like post a photo or something of it in Lash Money.
It is seriously, like I just started reading it. It's so freaking good. So good. Okay. Sorry. I just had to add that.
And I feel like I'm just telling you guys things that I'm sure you all already know, but it's things that we can forget, or things that we, you know, in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we're like, oh, I'll just do that tonight when I get in bed. Because I've done that so many times. Like, oh, I'll just follow up with them tonight, or, you know, tomorrow morning. And it doesn't happen. So just stop what you're doing after you're live, follow up with those people. Even if it's somebody that, like, I've really been trying to do this lately, and it does take time, but even if they don't want a product, if they just tuned in and said, hey, what's up? Or they told you where they're watching from, they took time out of their day, not only to jump on your live and watch you do your makeup and whatever you were doing, but they're interacting with you. Okay. So you need to at least show them, you know, that you appreciate them jumping on, and just say, hey girl. And what I've been really trying to do is not seem salesy. So I'll get on there if it's people I've never talked to, and I'll just say, hey, Sue Bob, thanks for jumping on my live today. I hope you have a terrific Friday, or whatever. And so, you know, I'm not trying to be salesy, but I'm opening, you know, that I'm kind of interacting with them. I'm introducing myself. Just be a friend. And you don't want to be a fake friend. Just be a friend. Okay? Things we already know. Let's see, building a positive relationship with your customers, with your friends. Just little things like, I try to go a couple times a day. I get in the scroll hole so bad, and I've really been working on this very hardly, but I'll set certain times a day for like 10 minutes where I just get on my newsfeed and I'll just kind of scroll and I'll leave comments. I don't just, you know, you don't want to just do the likes, the hearts. You want to actually leave a comment. You want to actually be a person. You want to be a friend. So happy birthdays. Comment, you know, just say something and mean it. Interact, what am I talking about? Interact with them, you know, talk about their kids, just be a friend, like I've said over and over. Let's see, you know, I feel like this is kind of all stuff that we know. Let's talk about follow-ups really quick. I feel like this is kind of good for the end of the month, because this is, you know, the last full week. And everybody's kind of in the end of the month crunch, trying to have promotions and whatnot. I've always tried to do follow-ups, and I feel like I've been pretty consistent with it. There have been months that I have been like, haven't done very good. But you want to, like, I've read a lot about the 2-2-2 rule, and I actually was looking at that in Lash Money today in the units tab, where it's, you know, 2 days after sale, you want to thank them. 2 weeks after, you want to check in and see how they like it. Love it, guaranteed. And then in 2 months, you want to do a follow-up, like, hey girl, how's your mascara doing? Or you need to restock. I do one, like, as soon as they place an email, like within that day, at some point, you know how you get the email notification, I will message them and say, hey girl, I saw your order. Thank you. I appreciate that. Or my family appreciates it. That's it. You know, and then on 14 days, I'm going to go back and message them. How you doing? Color matching okay? Are you digging the product? If not, let's send it back. And I try to always, you know, offer excellent customer service. So if they need a return, I try to do that for them. It does take time, and it just kind of depends on what all you've got going on. I know for everybody that doesn't work, but I try to do the return for them. And then go back to your Customer Connect. If you guys didn't know this, under your dashboard, under Quick Links, go to Customer Connect, and you can click the orders. I think that's what the tab is. You can click the date and the year. So it gives you anybody in that month that has ordered from you. Okay. So you can go back in, it tells you what they've ordered, tells you when they've ordered. So that's a really good way to track your previous orders. So I've been focusing on like September, October, November orders recently, because by now those people are probably needing new rose waters, new mascaras, new whatever. Another thing that I usually try to do, and again, this is kind of a lot of people agree with this, a lot of people don't. I 99% of the time place customer orders because I want to ensure that sale. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just, not that I'm like a money hungry person, but I want to see the sale. And I don't know if this is good. I don't know if this is bad, but I will just say, hey girl, how you doing on your mascara? I'm putting in I'm putting in customer orders tonight. Let me know if you would like to go on my list. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, oh, I was actually going to message you. Go ahead and order me this. Like that just happened right before I jumped on here. And it just kind of ensures that sale whenever you go above and beyond and you not only check in with them, but you're offering to place the order for them. Then you get on, you create their invoice, they pay the invoice, then you process the order. It just kind of depends if you want to do that or not. But I do find that that's how I kind of have always had a little bit higher PRS, is I place the orders for them. So let's see. You want to do the follow-up? We're going to talk about that. Let's see. And then last thing, I really, and I've just kind of started this recently too, positive mindset. I am like out with the negative and with the positive. And yesterday was a rough day. I struggle with really bad anxiety, and it just kind of hits me some days, and it's like crippling. Like, ask Ashley and Megan, all the girls on my team. It's just like I get in a funk, and they can tell when I'm in a funk. And yesterday I was in a funk. Today I'm a totally different person. But I try to get up in the morning and have my PD time, and I try to work out before my kids get up for school. And I find that if I don't do that, if I don't do something that I look forward to, if I don't get my endorphins going, my whole day is going to be crap. If I get up out of bed, and there are days that we wake up and we're like, oh my God, I don't want to get out of bed. But if you get rid of those negative thoughts and you're like, you know what, I'm going to make the best gosh dang day ever. I'm going to have some sales. I'm going to book some parties. I'm going to sponsor somebody every single day. Tell yourself those things. Believe those things. Those things are going to happen. So have a jam session on the way to the coffee pot. Get your blood pumping. Do workout. Do something. Say 3 things positive about yourself. I always try to do this stuff also before I go live. Not kidding. Right before this Zoom, I came up here and I was kind of like studying my notes. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get on here and I'm just going to start talking. But I was like jamming out to some Cardi B because it just kind of gets me going. Like if you are going to do a Facebook Live and you want to have good interaction, you want to have good positive energy, you need to do something that's going to get your blood pumping. So let's see. Make sure that let your supporters know that you appreciate them. Make sure that you are consistent with your lives. Make sure you're consistent with your sales. Make sure you're consistent with your follow-ups. You are going to have consistent PRS all week or all month. Okay. That PRS can lead into sponsoring. Okay. Kind of got a lesson on that when I was in Houston a couple weeks ago, and it's going to roll over. You end the month on a good note. It's going to roll into the next month on a good note. So with that being said, I don't necessarily feel like I told you anything new, but I just maybe reminded you like, oh yeah, I need to do my follow-ups because it's the end of the month and I'm trying to hit a promotion. So there's that, Kylie.
Is that the end?
There's that. There's that.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Does anybody have any questions? I think somebody did ask you when you're doing your Facebook Lives if you're going back in and commenting on like all of the comments, even if it's one person saying a few different things.
Is there a way I can see these comments or no?
Yeah, you see the chat. If you type the chat, you'll be able to see it to the side. But I think that was the only question.
Oh, okay. No, like if it's the same person just typing the same thing over and over again, no. But if it's like I'll go to that person, usually I take it to Messenger, or like if they have multiple questions, I'll just say on the comment like, hey girl, I'm going to message you, just so everybody doesn't see your entire conversation. But no, I'm not going to answer every single one. I just want them to feel appreciated, to know that I truly am so thankful that they stopped what they were doing to jump in and listen to what I'm saying, because I'm sure it's not that important and I'm sure it's very squirrely. And, people are going 9 times out of 10, if you offer that extra, above and beyond customer service, if you are loyal to them, if you show them appreciation, if you just, thanking them for everything, they're going to come back to you. They're going to start to trust you. They are going to see you using these same products day in and day out and see how passionate you are about them. And they're going to be like, you know what? She's really freaking excited about these products. Maybe I'll give it a whirl. Okay. So just be yourself, be consistent, do the lives. I'm telling you, if you're not doing the lives, you start doing them. It's the first one. I had a gal sign up. I don't know if she's watching right now. She signed up 3-4 days ago. She got her kit and didn't even tell me, and did her kit unboxing live. Had 17 people watching her, and it was like I felt like it was my baby. I just smiled and watched her the whole time. I was like, oh my God, like she just did it, and it was just natural. And she said it was so nerve-wracking at first, and she said after I did the first one, it was so easy. Like it's not a big deal. But that is how you're going to get some PRS, is by getting out there and letting your customers see the product.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of people are afraid of doing Facebook Live, and I've kind of posted about this in Lash Money this week or over the last week or so, is that it is not about your personality or your looks or even how skilled you are at makeup. It's more about being able to bring something of value. And,
Right.
Maybe that value is your makeup look. Maybe it's something that you're teaching them, or just something, you're making them feel good or uplifted.
Right. And that's what I try to teach my girls. Like, you don't have to be a makeup star. You don't have to be, you can just be a normal person. You get on there and you just let other people know that they're not alone, and, be real with them. That's another thing that's been kind of, it's hard for people to open up and be vulnerable with your audience. But like yesterday, I opened up and I talked about anxiety. And I think actually that was in my Instagram, but whenever they see your struggles, whenever they see your highs and your lows, they're going to be able to relate with you. Okay. People are going to want to buy from you and be your customer and potentially even join your team when they feel like they have that connection with you. So being as real as you can, whether you're in a good mood or you're in a crappy mood, but you're consistent with them and you show them appreciation and all that jazz.
Shannon asked, she said, I have several conversations in Messenger. I hope you have a great day. Do you continue to wait until they message about what we do? Shannon, are you telling them, like going back and messaging them, hey, I hope you have a great day? Or are they saying that to you? I'm guessing you're probably saying it to them. If that's the case, so confusing both ways. Hold on a minute. Let me jump in. Mute.
I guess I'm confused with what she's asking.
Yeah.
So like if they say, hope you have a great day, do you continue to, no, you say that.
Do you mean you can unmute yourself if you need?
I'm confused. How do you decide what goes on Facebook versus Instagram? Any tips for that? Okay. So what I do, I love a good Instagram story, and I think it drives.
Oh, there's Shannon unmuted herself for like 3
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, shoot.
Hey guys, sorry. That's a little confusing, and I have a cold, so I sound really manly. But okay, so when you message someone and just, hey, how are you? Hope you have a great day or whatever, and they respond, like I've been getting people doing that to me as well. Like, hey Shannon, I like your picture. I hope you have a wonderful day. And then I'll respond back. Day was great.
Say back?
My day was great. I hope you have a great day as well. Like your pictures also, or like I'll say something if it's a family photo, like you have a beautiful family. But I don't ever, like, I can't get past that.
Mm-hmm.
That part of the conversation.
And then that's it. And then the next day it'll be like I have a girl now that she's messaged me for like 3 days in a row. Good morning, good night. Hope you're doing well.
I have one of those too.
Being friendly, I'm like, what do we want to talk about here?
Right.
If she's starting that conversation, she's probably trying to get you in on something. She just doesn't really know how to lead the conversation properly. But more than likely, she's looking for like an in to mention her business would be my guess.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Those people.
Or she likes you. Sarah Jones said she might like you.
Great.
But if that's coming from you and you're struggling with how to lead the conversation, I highly recommend this book. It'll just help you with scripts, but honestly, you need to end in a question so that it keeps the conversation rolling, and then you really need to have some type of a call to action. So maybe it might just be asking them about what they do. Tell me more about you. Where do you live? What do you do? Oh, you must really love what you do. How long have you been doing it? And then eventually, you're just going to get to the point. I find if people beat around the bush with me, I know they're looking for something anyway. So just ask me. Just hurry.
It's a good way to lead into the opportunity. If you can keep it going and like ending with questions and just kind of banter back and forth, I feel like it's a good way to lead into it. They're either gonna, jump on it or no, and then they're gonna, I don't know. Sometimes those conversations can be a little awkward sometimes.
So awkward.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for your help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, every now and then you'll have one of those people that'll just say, by the way, I'm in love with you. And you'll be like, oh my gosh.
Or they just say hi over and over again, like multiple times a day.
Yeah. I just blocked one. Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but can you like talk about, which is really good, about when you're going back and forth with the conversation and the questions, like to everyone, how you move it to the opportunity? You know how we sometimes message and we're like, hey, I have a personal opportunity question for you, whatever. You're better at explaining it, but could you like say that? Maybe that would help her too.
Me or Mac?
You.
Oh my gosh, I was waiting for Mac to like say something.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have an opportunity question for you, and they say, great, what is it? You mean like that?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to look at my
They actually am getting ready to run out the door, but I have a super quick video that explains it better than I ever could. Do you have like 5 minutes to check it out?
That's what I've used before. I don't always, but this is where I get like very uncomfortable and weird, because I don't feel confident in my sponsoring. I'm really, really working on that. I'm working on my 20 and 30 this month. But that's typically what I would say is, hey, headed out the door to go get my kids. I have a video that would, tell you everything I could, but way better. Do you mind watching it and then give me your feedback or something like that?
Yeah. I literally, my thing with sponsoring is I'm confident in my process, but I am not consistent enough in doing it often enough. So when I'm actually doing it, that video is all I do. Like I literally only use a video, and it works so freaking well because I'm not the expert. I don't want to be the expert, and I don't want to teach my prospect that I'm the expert. So by showing them a video, it teaches them from day one that they can do what I'm doing. It's so simple, right? Everybody can click play. Everybody can copy and paste an email address or an address to a video. And I find this because the video skims our business opportunity, and Liz literally sent me a new one tonight that's freaking awesome, and it's going to be so good. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But because it just touches on the basics of our business, it opens up the opportunity for you guys to have a conversation about what stands out to them. Because if we try to explain our business to them, guess what we're going to do? We're going to explain it by talking about the things that spoke to us without ever seeing what their need is. So if you let them watch a video, they're going to tell you, oh my gosh, I love that you get paid 3 hours after a sale. That immediately light bulb in your head, you know that money is important to them, that they need to get paid quickly. They need money in their bank, right? Or if they say, oh my gosh, the trips look so cool, you know that they're looking for quality time. They're looking for something that's going to fill their cup in that aspect. So instead of trying to guess, like Liz always talks about, I'm wearing a blindfold, throwing darts at a dartboard. Like we don't want to do that. We want to know what they're looking for. So the tool allows us, to then have that conversation afterwards and say, oh my gosh, did you get a chance to watch the video? And like, I literally just had this conversation. I think it was yesterday. And she was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I was like, what'd you love about it? She was like, everything. And I was like, yay. It was just like so much better than me trying to say, well, it's unique. And have you heard of it before? And none of that is necessary. Just let the video do the talking.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been using the video lately, and it's been working really well.
Yeah,
it's so easy because I say, whatever, would you be interested in taking a look at the opportunity? And if they say yes, then I kind of revert to the GoPro mindset. So I ask them, great, when's a good time for me to send it over? And if you said, I'm free right now, I would say, great. So if I send it over right now and I followed up with you tomorrow, would you have watched the video? Yeah. And they'll say yes. Then I write them on my list right here, and I follow up tomorrow and I say, hey, did you get a chance to watch the video? So
I have an ongoing list. And so you want to make sure that you follow back up with them, either that or set a reminder on your phone, whatever you're going to always have with you. But if you don't follow back up with them, I mean, you can't expect them to join your team if you can't even do a follow-up.
Right. And you guys, now that Facebook gives us the option of setting reminders within Messenger, that's huge. So for instance, today I had a girl, she's like, yes, I want to sign up. And, this literally happens with every single person that wants to sign up. I get paid on this day, right? Does it not? I mean, literally, everybody's like, I can sign up on Friday. And it's so annoying. I'm like, how does nobody ever have any money? Like, it's just like, that's why I'm offering you this business. But so I literally today in the conversation, I said, awesome. She said, I won't be able to do it until Thursday or Friday when I get paid. And I said, okay, great. I said, how about we set up a call Friday and I'll walk you through how to get registered. And she said, is that how it works? And I said, honestly, it's super simple. You could do it on your own. I said, here's the deal. How about Thursday night I touch base with you and see where you are, money wise, and we'll go from there. And she's like, awesome. That sounds great. So she's expecting me to follow up with her. So it doesn't feel like I'm being pushy because I've already told her I would.
Right.
And then if I don't follow up with her, it just makes me look bad. Right. So if you set that tone right away, that professional tone with your prospects, you're not going to feel like you're always trying to like persuade them.
Right.
You'll be able to read their clues. There are definitely, like Sarah and I were talking today about how to respond to different people and when you can kind of get that vibe that they're just blowing you off. Mm-hmm. And in those cases where, it's been 3, 4, 5, 6 times of them giving you excuses, there are ways that you can, talk to people like that too. And we can talk more about that. And maybe we'll do like a Zoom that's really focused much more on like specifically sponsoring and what to say in different situations, do some role playing and stuff like that. Would you guys like to see something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Kylie.
Yeah.
If you have a second.
Yeah.
The quick video that you send them, which one are you talking about?
Okay. So we have a lot to choose from now. So, we have the one that we just filmed in Branson. It's about 10 of us girls that kind of share our different perspectives from different backgrounds.
Okay.
Have you seen that one?
I'm not sure. Is it the last one you made?
Yeah, the most recent one.
Okay. Yes, I did.
So it's like, it kind of like flips to different faces and it's like, I was a teacher, I was a hairstylist. Yeah. So we have that one. That one is very vague. So it's not going to go straight into the business, but it's going to let them kind of fall in love with the idea of the business. Then they're going to want to know more, or they're not going to be interested, and they'll tell you that. Mostly when somebody watches that video, they want to know more. So then you can either send them a second exposure, which Liz Medley has an 18-minute true business overview that explains like in detail our business, how much they can expect to earn if they want to, do this, and that. It's really good. And then Liz filmed a new one today that will be available soon, or she just finished editing it. Sorry. And then we also have, on our business page, Opportunity Knocks.
Right.
There's a few on there too. Yeah. I know Melissa Salomon has one on there. It's really good. And I have one on there, but the feedback I've been getting is people are really liking the one with all the different people, just because it helps people kind of like put themselves,
That's the one I have the most luck with, because there's, there's tons of different kinds of people on there. And so they more likely going to relate with somebody.
Yes. Yeah. So the only problem with that one is we don't have a lot of like ethnic diversity, but it's because we didn't have any ethnic diversity in Branson, Missouri. So we did with it what we could. But April, Liz's overview, it's on wearegoaldiggers.com. You just type in that address and you'll see it. So wearegoaldiggers.com.
Are there other questions?
Let's see. Other questions?
My Instagram one.
Yes.
Oh,
What was it about? What do you put on Facebook? What do you do on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out what to post on each. Do I put the same thing on Facebook as I do on Instagram minus stories, or what are your thoughts?
So I don't know if I'm doing it correctly at all. So what I personally do is I post a ton of stories. Like a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't have a ton of stories. And it's on Instagram. They're like, oh, you shouldn't have a ton of stories. And I just do, just because I feel like that's a good way to show people your day to day. Like that's where they can see the real you. They can see you, without any makeup on, whenever you're looking ratchet with your kids running around like crazy, what you made for dinner, things like that. It's more like lifestyle. And then I do post the same photos on Instagram and Facebook, but I did hear just the other day, don't have the little button clicked that says, share to Facebook. If you manually share it to both of them, the algorithm is not going to catch that. If you have one shared to the other, it's going to lower them where nobody sees them. I don't know why, but I just read that. So I make sure to go in and manually post them. And then I do the hashtags, obviously. I do hashtags in the comments on Instagram, and I find that really helps. But as for like on Facebook, I don't ever do like actual Facebook stories. if I do, it's stories from my Instagram, but I try to keep it more like lifestyle day to day on Instagram. And I try and keep it more business, positive workout, all of that stuff on Facebook, if that makes sense. And I feel like I have a lot of the same people on both, but then I have a lot of different people that I've never met, never heard of on Instagram. So I don't know. It's kind of all just kind of trial and error. But there's so many different things you can read about that say, don't do this. And then some people say, no, you need to do this. So I don't know. I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with that.
Sales? Do you get a lot of sales and sponsorships from Instagram?
So what I did today, I already had my makeup done and I went ahead and just went live because I try to go live every day. And so I had my collection bag with all of the 5 lip, whatever that bundle's called, all those products. And I just briefly said, okay, this is what I'm wearing. This is what you can get for $68. You can, so 100% customizable. Okay. So, phone died halfway through that. So then I went over to Instagram when my phone came back on, and because they got the picture on Facebook, went over on my Instagram stories and I did like the hands-free deal. So where I could just pull out the products and show them. And I just said, okay, this is what you can get if you are interested in this bundle, because I don't have 10,000 followers yet. So I can't implement the swipe up. You have to have 10,000 to be able to do that. And it unlocks like a ton of stuff. But I said, message me if you're interested in this. And right before we did the Zoom, I had a gal message me and said, I want that bundle. I don't even know her on Facebook, but she said, I want that bundle plus a powder plus a concealer. And I was like, yes. Like it's so if you're just going in there and just little things like, hey, did my lips today over on Facebook Live, go check it out. This is what I'm wearing. Message me if you want it. And I find when I do that, I don't do it a lot, but when I do, it usually ends up in a sale. Or at least somebody's messaged me about a potential sale. So I think the more you can be in their face and don't be salesy, obviously, but you want to show them the product, show them how passionate you are, give them the option to purchase it, or give them the option to let you purchase it for them, put the order in for them. They are going to more than likely jump on it.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge too. It's just like showing up to them. You guys, my gosh, we did a live today in Lash Money about consistency because people say they want them, but they don't show up. Like, you can tell me you want to speak if you're not going to show up every day. Like, it's not going to happen, right? Like, so Mandy's on this call. It was so funny because today she pulled up her Facebook Messenger and she was like, when was the first time you and I talked, Kylie? And she went scroll. We were like scrolling and it was 2015. Okay. So we started talking in 2015. She joined in 2018. You guys, 2018. And why? Well, she actually didn't even join me. She joined Heather Bigley, but because she knew Heather was under me and she wanted to help us both and she liked us both. Right. But it wasn't until 2018 till Mandy got on the phone with me to hear more about our business, even though we had discussed it for the last 2.5 years. And I'm telling you guys, why is that? It's because guess who's still here when everybody else has fallen away? I promise you I will be. Like, that's the thing. Like, people quit all the time. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that's still showing up, right? Bring it up. Show up.
Stick it out when it's tough and, just show them that you're there 100% all the time. And I mean, if you're passionate about it and you are consistent with it, they will come to you for the sale. It might not, like you said, it might not be right away, but they will do it. They will join you. They will whatever, but they have to trust you first.
Stephanie, whoever said those unique people are aggressive. Ew, we do have hate groups out there, just so you know. There are lots of people that don't like what we do. But this is the thing. I try to give people grace. Like, if somebody comes at me with another business opportunity or another product and they're pushy or whatever, I'm going to just know in my heart that they're passionate about what they're doing and they have not yet learned the proper skills for presenting what they're doing. So anybody that would try to slam another woman who's hardworking and trying to build an income for her family does not belong in my newsfeed. I would unfollow that like immediately.
But one thing that's been happening to me a lot lately is other, MLM people, they're coming at me. I had 2 last week. They said, why don't you come do this instead of what you're doing? We think you'd be so much better at this. And I'm just like, okay, for one, I don't even know you. You don't know me. So don't tell me what I'm good or not good at. And 2, it just really shows you how to not be. So you need to, when people message you, you know, you want to make sure that you are not being pushy. You want to make sure that you are doing this with their best interest in your heart. You know, you don't want to just seem really spammy. And that's how a lot of other people that have been messaging me are. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it almost sounds trashy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, does anybody else have that?
Me, it's like hitting on a married man.
Yes.
I don't think it's right.
It's
I mean,
like,
our
why?
business is a
No.
lifestyle.
So
Yeah.
it's frustrating.
I actually asked somebody about that when we were at Black Status Retreat, and she told me, I said, what do you do when somebody comes up in your newsfeed and, you know, you're going through your list, like hopefully you guys have like your list of your Facebook friends and you're just kind of going through. What do you do when you come across somebody that their profile says they're with a business, or, you know, but maybe you're not seeing anything about it? Like if they're unique, it's one thing, but you're not seeing anything about it, or they're not heavily promoting it. And she said people that she has a relationship with that are with some type of a business, she always says, hey, listen, just so you know, I'm never going to pitch my business to you. I am cheering you on from over here. I'm so happy to see you in network marketing. But if you ever find yourself where that business does not align with where you are, please consider me. But until then, I'm cheering you on over there. And I felt like that was really respectful. Like if somebody is going to offer you their business opportunity, I think that's the best way to do it. Otherwise, just literally let them do their thing and be the classy person that if that ever does happen to them, they would think of you. Like, oh, well, Mackenzie's still over there killing it and seems to be having a good time. Maybe I'll talk to her about what she's doing. Because you have to think about, like, how would you feel if people were doing that to your team? Like,
Exactly.
You want to feel good. Let's see, what other questions? I got offered an opportunity for another company a couple weeks ago. She wasn't listening. Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's the other thing. In this book, you guys, oh my gosh, read this book. I swear, like it's like my life lessons or something. They address that too, like how if we are more concerned about what we have to offer than listening to other people's problems, we're never going to give them the solution. Like they're not going to sign up because we've not stopped to hear what they have to say. Like, you're like, you literally, Christine, you just told her you're not interested. And she's like, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Like, no, don't ever do that. Yeah, people do switch companies all the time. Yeah, Mandy, absolutely. And there are like, I will say this, like that type of script about like, hey, I will never step on toes. Like I completely respect that you're over there and I'm cheering you on, girl. I feel like that approach, it lets her know that you take your business seriously, but you're respectful, but it kind of puts the bug in her ear if she's ever seeking something
Exactly.
else. Now, I probably would not say that to somebody that would be like me on Facebook. Like, come on, like you can tell that I am very in with this company. But if it's somebody that maybe it's just their profile description, but you've never seen them post about it, that might look different. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, she wouldn't take no for an answer. Yeah, those are the people that do give us a bad name. So there's that. Will this be available? I'd like to use this with my new girls. I don't know. What will be available?
Probably the Zoom.
Oh, yes. I'm going to post the replay after. You guys love Mackenzie. Is she adorable?
I feel like, you know, I honestly, like I said earlier, I feel like I didn't teach you anything new, but I just kind of maybe reminded you with it being the end of the month. Like I want people to hit their goals. I want people to freaking do the things. So if you take anything away from this, positivity, okay? Get rid of the negative thoughts. Do whatever you got to do. Have a little bit of positivity. Do your lives. Send your messages afterwards. Sit down for 10 minutes after your live. Get back to those people, whether it's a sale, whether it's just, hey, girl, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you have a great day. And then follow-ups on orders. Get in Customer Connect. I am in Customer Connect multiple times a day, messaging people in it. I'm telling you, if you want to get a quick sale, that's how you can do it. And then go above and beyond and offer to place it for them. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, okay. So just do those 3 things.
You guys raise your hand if Mackenzie taught you something new, since she thinks that she didn't teach any of us anything new.
I just see 2 people.
No, everybody's raising their hand.
Oh, I see more hands.
You have to remember, everything that you know contains something that somebody else doesn't. So literally, even if we've heard it before, we haven't heard it the way that you've taught it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your night. You did an amazing job. Mwah. Next week, we'll resume same schedule, Monday night, and we will see y'all then. Bye.
Bye, guys.